We have a massive blizzard that's going to be getting underway here in the northern plains. North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota are at risk of over a foot of snow and very strong winds as this storm system moves through. Let's time out this storm system here and give you all the details you need to know for this storm system. Starting with our national view here. You can see here Saturday into Sunday, we're going to be seeing this low pressure here in the Rockies start to move to the east, and by Sunday night into Monday, this thing's really going to start churning here in the northern plains. This is where most of your snowfall is going to be falling. Heavy snowfall rates in especially South Dakota and portions of central Minnesota before a secondary low pressure starts to take hold on Monday, and we'll see some additional snowfall from this on the back end, including some snow getting as far south as the northern Texas panhandle before things start to move off to the north and east. Could be seeing some snowfall in Iowa from this secondary system as well. Playing through it once again, you can see this low pressure starting to churn some snow into the northern Rockies and northern plains. We can see the secondary low pressure start to take over. This is where a severe threat will also be playing out. We'll be tracking that as well into the central and southeastern regions of the U.S. This secondary low pressure continues to move to the north and east. As this does so, strong winds will be taking place on the back end of this low pressure. This is where we could be seeing ground blizzard or blizzard conditions in portions of the Dakotas, Nebraska, maybe even Kansas, as well as Minnesota. So this is going to be a major snowmaker as well. Let's zoom in here on Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can see some snow already starting to get underway here on Sunday. Very heavy snowfall rates here. You can see in those deeper blues really starting to swarm Minnesota and South Dakota, and things just continue. Just to the north of this rain snow line here, we're going to be seeing those really heavy snowfall rates before things start to move off to the north, and we get this secondary low pressure starting to peep its head out over here, and we could be seeing that take over and produce some more snowfall a bit further south, especially into South Dakota, Nebraska, as well as even Minnesota could tap in on some more snowfall from that secondary low pressure as it starts to move through. So let's take a look at our wind speeds here, and we're looking for these deeper pinks. And as this secondary low pressure starts to take over here, you can see those pink coloration starting to move through Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. And as this secondary low moves off, even Minnesota could be getting in on some of those blizzard conditions as the day goes on, especially on Tuesday. So definitely got to look out for that in the Dakotas and Minnesota, where we're going to be seeing snow on the ground. There doesn't have to be snow falling for a blizzard to be occurring, especially in North Dakota here. Snow will not be falling while these stronger winds are taking place, but we'll still be seeing blizzard conditions in these areas because of the fact that there will be snow on the ground. This is what they call a ground blizzard, especially in areas of eastern North Dakota. Look out for that. That could be making your commute during the early portion of the work week pretty treacherous. So what am I thinking for snow totals here? This area of deeper pink here, this is where we're going to be seeing a foot to a foot and a half, maybe even 2 feet of snow in these areas. That's where those heavier snowfall rates are really going to start to churn in these areas. A smaller area back here as well. In these lighter pinks, that is 6 to 12 inches of snow, the other jackpot zone for this storm. This is where you're also going to be mostly staying as snow, and that's going to be dumping on these areas. And this is the areas here, again, where those pinks and those pinks in the last slide start to line up. Those are the areas where you really expect those blizzard conditions to take hold and for travel to be impacted, visibility to be impacted as well. So take note of that. And then in these blues here, that is less than a half a foot of snow. Still significant in some of those darker blues, 3 to 6 inches. But these are the areas where we're going to be switching over from some rain to some snow, maybe back to some snow, back and forth. This is where our wintry battleground will be taking place, especially in Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. And then again, on the backside of the storm, this is where you're going to be seeing the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. We'll be getting some snowfall, very light, but still significant enough to get onto the map here, as well as in Nebraska and Kansas, where we could be seeing considerable snow in these areas. The other thing we're tracking here is a severe threat. This is on Sunday. So you can see as this storm starts to churn up and we see the secondary low take hold, we're going to be seeing a little bit of convection here in Kansas, Oklahoma, seeing just some few pop-up showers start to pop up here during the late afternoon hours. It's kind of starting to get underway as of right now. We also see this line of thunderstorms starting to take hold. That's going to be more so for Monday, so we'll get into that just in a second here, but you can see that line of thunderstorms starting to move off here. So the Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of severe weather in these areas in yellow here. These are the areas where you could be seeing those pop-up showers really start to get a grip, and we could be seeing a 5% tornado risk in these areas as well. So definitely watch out if you're in this yellow area. Sunday evening might be a bit rough in these areas. Expect a little bit of hail, some strong winds, maybe even an occasional tornado in these spots. And as we move into Monday, this shifts to the southeast. We could be seeing some very heavy rainfall and some severe thunderstorms from Arkansas, Louisiana, into Mississippi and Alabama as this line of thunderstorms pushes east here. So definitely take note of that as well. Some of these cells here in this line of thunderstorms, even out in front of this line of thunderstorms, could be very severe. So for the Storm Prediction Center, you see another area of yellow. Do not be surprised with some strong winds, some hail, and maybe even an occasional tornado in these spots as well. So we're getting into these springtime storm systems where we see mostly snow on the northern end. We're going to be seeing severe weather on the southern end. So a lot of dynamic storm systems coming up here. We're going to have a lot more to track in the next few months, especially when it comes to that severe weather. We're getting into severe weather season as we speak. Still going to be dealing with that snow, and especially in the northern plains, things are really going to get kicking. Blizzard season is getting back into the fold here for the northern plains. So stay tuned here by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning those notifications on so you never miss another update on anything happening in the U.S. So I hope you all enjoy the weather while it lasts, especially in those northern tier states before things get really ugly. And I'll see you guys again soon.